James Woods joins us now by phone. James Woods, are you there?
Yes, I am, Tucker. So nice to talk to you.
It's great to talk to you. I vaguely remember when your tweet was pulled down. You, of course, remember it. Did you suspect at the time it was pulled down at the direct request of the Democratic National Committee?
I'm not surprised at all. I'm shocked the way any other American would be if he were a target of a presidential candidate and a major political party. But here's why I'm not shocked, Tucker. You may be surprised to know that there was a lawsuit a while back. A woman accused me of saying that she gave a Nazi salute, and there was a whole bunch of stuff about it on Twitter, and I didn't. I actually asked, why would somebody say that about her? Without going into the details of that lawsuit, it turned out that the DNC was behind that. I won the lawsuit in federal court. It wasn't reported very much. I've been a target of these people for 6 years. They have destroyed my career. They have destroyed my livelihood. They've destroyed my faith in a country that my family has defended in the military since the Revolutionary War. I'm about to be inducted into Sons of the American Revolution, the Sons of the Revolution. I cannot. You're catching me a bit off guard because I literally just walked in the door, and my wife said, "Have you seen your phone?" I was at the firing range, believe it or not, practicing for my rights under the Second Amendment, which I guess now that I don't have any First Amendment rights anymore, I'm glad that I still have some Second Amendment rights. I think the whole thing is astonishing. I'm for the first time in my life, honestly speechless.
Well, it is astonishing, and as you just pointed out, civil law is used extensively by the left to really crush people on the right. Alex Jones just had $1 billion settlement against him because he said something that he didn't hurt anybody. He said something people didn't like, and they wrecked his life, and the lives of many other people, and they tried to wreck yours. Is there some kind of legal or civil recourse that you would have against the people who violated your First Amendment rights?
I can guarantee you one thing, more than anything else you'll ever hear in your life. I will be getting a lawyer. I will be suing the Democratic National Committee no matter what, whether I win or lose. I am going to stand up for the rights that every American, not a so-called celebrity. I'm not a celebrity. I'm hardly recognizable anymore because my career has been destroyed by these very people. And I will sue, and I'm hoping other people will sue. And if it turns out there are a lot of us on this list where the DNC targeted us, and I will quote the immortal words of Joseph Welch when he attacked Joe McCarthy for the enemies list he had, "At long last, sir, have you no shame?"
Yes.
President Biden, all of your Stasi little operatives in the DNC who have targeted American citizens, have you, Mr. President, have all of you at last no shame?
Yeah, and of course the answer is no, they don't have shame. But we will be following that, and there may be more. Clearly they were fixated on you, which I hope you take as a compliment, but also propels you forward to bring justice.
I think it is a compliment, but it's it's a big price to pay. It's not a lot of fun. I loved my career for 50 years. I was happy to be an award-winning and honored and appreciated actor, and I miss my career. And these people took it from me, and they'll pay a price later in my life, But I have to say, I am not going to take it sitting down. I think these people are vermin for doing this to other people. Let's not talk about me for a moment. Let's talk about just simple individuals who put out a tweet and now their lives are destroyed. Casting directors literally in my business literally go online and they check every actor who comes in for a part to see who they're following. If an actor or an actress is following me, they will blacklist them. All right? It's about time this is torn open, and I will tell you this. It's not just me, but if you take the thousands of people that I'm sure they did this to, and you got a class action suit, they might not be so happy about that. They really are in trouble right now, I think. I think this will be something that will they're not going to be happy about in the long run. And, what am I going to get out of it? I don't know, but I'm going to sue for the, look, There was a guy who called me a cocaine addict on Twitter once. Never done drugs in my life. And they even stipulated, well, he was just doing it with hyperbole. I sued him. I won that suit. I won the slap judgment on that suit. So you can't talk about it because of the settlement that we did, much more than that. And someone said, why would you do it? I said, because I'm going to defend my name. I'm not going to let them slander me like this. That was libel in that case. But there's a distinction, as you know. But I'm not going to put up with it. And if I have to be the flag bearer for this, then so be it. I'll be proud to do it.
You should be proud.
I want to say in closing, you may notice that I never talk to the press anymore. I'm asked every day. Okay, I've left Twitter as my only source of public any statement I might make, because I always say those are my words. You're not going to alter it by doing a slow motion video of me in black and white and all that crap that they do. But they've been doing this as a jihad against conservative people. I was blocked on Twitter for 8 months. You know what I was suspended for? Quoting Ralph Waldo Emerson. Can you imagine? That's how crazy these people are. And one of the things that I said on Twitter once that has become kind of a meme, scratch a liberal and you'll find a fascist every time.
Yes.
Let me tell you, these Democrats, and now I can say it because they are now my enemy. They declared this, not me. But when they go around calling everybody, oh, this one's a fascist and so on, you know what the fascists are? Scratch a liberal and you will find a fascist every time. Every time.
Well, I realize you don't want to do television interviews, but you are always welcome on the show, because that's one of the most amazing conversations I've had in a while. I mean, I'm really grateful that we reached you tonight.
I'm sorry, I'm kind of, if you'll pardon the metaphor, shooting from the hip, because I walked in the door and Sarah, my wife, said, "My God, have you checked your phone?" I go, "No, it's up at the range, or I was in the rain up in Lopez Canyon. There's not even reception there." I looked at my phone. I literally had hundreds of messages. I went, what's going on? And so I can't speak about this as with the informed consent that I would like to, and I can't speak as intelligently as I would like to. But when you see your name on an enemies list, you want to say to your enemies, really an interesting thing. When you declare somebody's your enemy, they can now say you're my enemy too. And it's a funny thing about the Constitution. I tweeted something today about James Monroe. You know how old James Monroe, President of the United States, by the way, later on, you know how old he was when they signed the Declaration of Independence?
No.
He was 18 years old. 18 years old. Okay? John Adams was 19 years old. They talk about, these old white men wrote the Constitution. They were teenagers fighting for an independent way of life, fighting for rights, the most precious of which was the right to free speech. And the government of the United States conspired to take my free speech and throw it in the gutter. And there's something that they should fear more than anything they have ever imagined in their wildest dreams. The most dangerous man to these corrupt, vile vermin is an American who's not afraid of them. And Joe Biden and all those rats who worked with you at the DNC to close down my speech, I am not afraid of you. And I'm coming for you.
Amazing. What do you think of Elon Musk so far?
Well, without Elon Musk, Hunter Biden would still be, and I can't say this because I don't know the facts, but it seems like he's been involved in some pretty interesting chicanery on behalf of the big guy, whoever that may be. We don't know for sure. So I don't like to say things I'm not sure of. But, I think Elon Musk has very possibly saved America. I think the ship of state has been on a course rivaling the Titanic. And I think what Elon Musk has done is spend a lot of money, like I did in that lawsuit against the guy who lied about me. You know, you spend the money and say, I'm gonna do this because it's so important to my survival and my well-being. And I think Elon Musk loves this country. It's clear that he does. Why would he spend all that money on Twitter, this rat-infested app? You know, why would he do that unless he could see its value? You have to understand something. You know, back when they had the power in Twitter, the Democrats were happy to say, well, it's a private site. It's not like it's the town square. You know, they can say whatever they want. Of course, they're not saying it now that Elon Musk owns it. But it was, in fact, the town square. It was, in fact, a forum for free speech. And if you have a town square where only some people are allowed to use it, then you don't really have a free country. We know in this country what it was like when certain citizens weren't allowed to speak, when they had to step off the sidewalk because a person with different skin color was walking down the street. You know, and I'm not going to compare anything to what black people in America went through because there is no comparison. There is no comparison. But it's, okay.
James Woods, I don't know what to say other than thank you. Thank you for coming on.